welcome to another episode of What the Fuck Did FIA Do This Weekend?
Uh,
Welcome to the Cup
yeah.
Podcast, Formula One podcast for fans old and new, by Formula One fans old and new. And joining me today, Shakuni and Honey Badger.
Hello, hello,
And
hello.
Max Verstappen is a two-time world champion. Congratulations to Red Bull.
I am very confused with how that happened, but okay, congrats, Max. It was
Yeah, I,
inevitable.
I
It
am
was
sitting with
supposed.
the regulations and I will clear that. But it is the most bizarre ending. It's the most bizarre announcement of a world championship. Like last year, it was the world championship is going Dutch. Max Verstappen is the 2021 driver champion, whatever. And this year, it was like, well, I mean, I guess Max Verstappen wins the championship by 1 point. Oh, yeah. That was literally what it
The
was. And
announcement.
I don't understand how Max Verstappen wins the championship by just 1 point. Because if he needed 8 points, if he
Yeah.
needed to win by 8 points, and Charles finished third, which means he gets 15 points and Max gets 25 points. So technically, Max should have won by 2 points.
Hmm.
Which is like maths, like blows your mind. But yeah, let's get to the race start. Um, there was a race start. It is it is crazy
Ah,
to me that it was raining and there are still no full wet tires.
no full wet tires, no rolling start.
No rolling start. This should have been a rolling start. Like, how is this not a rolling start?
Yeah, well, it baffles everyone actually.
Hasn't
Everyone
it? I
except you.
remember it happened in Canada at least. Canada 2011 was a rolling start, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Even
it's
they
like
thought of it in Singapore also. In Singapore also, the conversation was happening that if it still continues to rain like this, then we will have a rolling start.
we'll have a rolling start. So I don't understand why it was a standing start. But okay, we got a standing start. I don't know why it wasn't mandatory wet tires at the start
Mm,
because like I don't know why whatever things happened, but obviously we'll talk about the thing that was the most important thing that happened, which was tractor on the track.
before we get to the tractor, did you see the science crash?
Yeah, I saw that was
It
a
was
crazy crash.
it was so scary. I was like, how is this guy still alive?
They should have been on full wets. I don't know why they were not on full wets. It was raining so hard and everybody's going out on inters. Like I don't understand why. And so like okay, now then I want to know one thing. If it is raining hard, you're using interns. If
Hmm.
it inters, if it is if just the track is wet, if it is just after rain, you're using inters. What is the point of the wet tires then?
Just
Why
for
do we
show?
have the blue tires? What is the point?
I guess the point was that it doesn't have a point. It's just there. The blue tires were the I think the blue tires were the spoil sport of the day. Like every time someone got blue tires, something happened.
Yeah, and like it's so bizarre. But like I would just say one thing. As somebody who was planning to go for the Japanese Grand Prix, I'm glad I did not. Earlier in this year, I was actually planning to go to the Japanese GP, but then for whatever reason, I decided not to.
Hmm.
I am glad because I would not have sat in rain for 3 hours for to watch so much mismanagement.
Oh yeah.
So let's start with the tractor.
Do we
I,
want to start with the tractor or the delay in the yellow flag, the double yellow, the red flag, and then go to the tractor?
yeah, okay, let's do the restart. I think restart, dude, it was so long ago. Like that first start and the actual race resumption was like 2 hours apart. I don't even remember because I was just sitting on Twitter going through. everything that had happened, that Sky, we get the Sky broadcast, that the Sky broadcast was not talking about. And then they started talking about, and I realized why it was better if they did not talk about it. So yeah, okay, so restarted. Charles actually got a better start, but that Red Bull is a crazy car. And then Vettel spun.
Metal fun, yes.
Gasly had a Rolex advertising poster on his front wing. Sainz spun and crashed. I think it was turn 12,
Turn 12.
right? Sainz crashed. Something happened with Alex Albon also. I have no idea what happened with him.
Alex Albon just slipped and spun. He
Okay.
spun and yeah, he just stopped the car and he just got out.
Okay. So that happened with Alex Albon. And then we had yellow flag. We had a yellow flag when Vettel had a
Sainz
spin
crashed.
and a contact, right?
So the first yellow flag happened with Vettel.
Yeah.
Second happened when Sainz crashed. That was the double yellow.
Yeah.
And the red flag, I don't think anyone knows when that came out. It was, I have no idea.
Yeah, I think the minute Science crashed, it should have been a red flag. I think the minute he crashed, because that was a big crash, and it should have been a red flag. Like it was very obvious that it was raining too hard, and they should not have been racing. At least they should have been on fucking full wets.
Yeah. The
So
science crash itself was so bizarre that the entire Rolex thingy flew and got on Gasly's wing.
Gasly's wing, yeah.
And after that, if it was a yellow, I understand Gasly went inside, he came outside, it was still a double yellow. And then he had to reach to the safety car for the grid to complete and then the tractor.
Yeah, and I have the official FIA document. So of course, Pierre Gasly he was very furious, and I mean, understandably so. Nobody, I mean, everybody except the FIA remembers what happened on this track in similar conditions in 2014. Like, I did not watch F1 in 2014, and I know what happened in 2014, and the FIA does not. So, this is the reason that they said the stewards heard from the driver and team representative and reviewed video and telemetry evidence. After passing the scene of the incident, car 10 continued under the race flag situation at speeds which exceeded 200 km per hour on multiple occasions and which reached 251 kmph at one point. The driver conceded that he now understood that there could have been marshals or obstacles on the track and admitted that he was too fast. However, in mitigation of penalty, we take into account that although the speed could not by any measure be regarded as slow as required in the regulations, it was slower than the maximum speed that could be achieved under these conditions. We also take into account the shock the driver experienced on seeing a truck on the racing line in the corner of the incident. This is again another waste of paper because I don't understand that second sentence at all. Like that second part of that.
No,
Like,
I understand it completely. It basically says कि हमारी गलती है, but driver should not have done that. वो it's kind of like how people deal with rape in India. वो बाहर क्यों निकली थी?
my God. Like,
Yeah, it
uh,
is. This literally seems that way. What is wrong with FIA?
there are so many camera onboards. I saw a camera onboard of Vettel's. I saw one of Daniel's, and I think it was one of the Mercedes. I think it was Lewis's onboard that I saw. They all
Lewis is
passed
on
the.
board, Verstappen's on board, Leclerc's on board. Every on board shows that the tractor was there before the red flag.
Yes.
So if the tractor was there before
And
the red
not
flag,
even in the gravel. Shakuni, it's not even in the gravel. It's
it
on
is on
the
the
road.
road.
It's on
It's
the
on the
fucking goddamn road. Like,
How is it Gasly's fault? I don't understand how did they come to this conclusion. I think Gasly should fight this decision. I mean, he should definitely fight.
yeah, I
Norris was
have.
up in arms about this. He was the first one. He tweeted while the entire this was happening.
Yeah,
What's
him
this?
and Sergio Perez were the two people who tweeted.
Yeah, they were tweeting it while taking the break. And even Carlos Sainz said that during the safety car, they sometimes travel at around 150 kilometers per hour. So, considering that, even if Gasly was driving at 150, it is still dangerous.
Dude, any time there's a tractor on the road like that, any speed is dangerous. Like, even if they're going at like 80, if they run into that tractor at 80 kmph, it is still dangerous. Because it's on the fucking road. Like, it's that impact is going to be so severe. I can't even. I literally cannot.
But if we go through it with what Carlos Sainz said, the
Hmm.
speed limit is somewhere around 150 or something.
Yeah.
So 150 is still pretty fast. It's pretty fucking fast.
Yeah. I mean, even so, like, what I know is that under double waved yellow, at least, you have to reduce your speed by 40%. Now, if I consider the fastest speed to be 300% for ease of calculation, that means you have to reduce it by 120, which means that it's 180 kmph. It's still fucking fast. See,
In
I agree, Gasly. If Gasly did go to like 200, 250 kmph, of course he should not have. But I will still say there should not have been a tractor on the road when there are still cars on the track. It's as simple as that. No
period.
if,
Now,
ands, buts, no visibility condition, this, that, nothing. It is as simple as that. And I tweeted this also. This is why what happened in Monza was also wrong. There was a tractor on the track. Like, it was on the side, it was on the grass, but it was still like there was no runoff area there.
same
Like,
for here also. Like the FIA is saying that. So, for example, if we take what FIA is saying that the tractor was like on the sides, there is no gravel.
yeah,
Where is the gravel in Suzuka? Suzuka does not have gravel.
yes, that's my entire point. Like, you just make these are these are rules regarding safety, man. They should not come with these asterisk signs. They're like, this is what it is. It has to be observed. It does not matter. Dude, what if during Monza, when that safety car was out and that tractor was on the road, what if somebody had spun like Carlos Sainz spun in Spain?
Yeah, and just crashed in the fucking tractor. What would have happened then?
Crash in the tractor. There are marshals on the fucking track, so close to the cars, and like there's nothing. A little bit less temperature in the tires, your car can spin. A little bit of a strong gust of wind, your car can spin. Even if you are at a slower speed, you're still going very fast. Like, even at your slowest in a double waved yellow, you're at least going 150, 180 kilometer per hour. And if there is no runoff area and the trolley is right next to the track, you're still going very fast. That if you lose control, even if it is dry condition, if you lose control, you're fucked. You're fucked. And literally, I can't believe, and like, this is so bizarre. And that's why it should be as simple as that. No recovering vehicle on the track if there are cars on the track. If a vehicle has to be recovered, if there is a F1 car that has to be recovered, you either red flag the session or you do some other jugaad. If in Monza Daniel Ricciardo's car was not engaging in gear and they could not wheel it off, then it should have been a red flag. Very easily should have been a red flag.
So even today in today's race, the red flagging the session was a very possible option. I have no idea why it was not red flag. It was
No,
a
no, they red flagged it late. Like,
very
they did
late.
red
I'm
flag
saying
it.
the moment Carlos Sainz spun and hit the
Yeah,
barrier.
that's what I'm saying. No, it was late. It was they did red flag it, but one lap later. Because I think red flag came out somewhere after like the second no, somewhere in during the second lap or something like that. That's when the red flag came out. Or like after the second lap, because obviously if it had come out in the second lap, then the third lap would not have happened. So obviously it came out after lap two was completed and Carlos Sainz crashed in lap one. So it should have been an immediate red flag.
Because the spun was also very bad and Gasly literally did a full lap with that Rolex thing on his
Yep,
nose.
yep. Immediate red flag. Should have been
That
an immediate red
itself is
flag.
a hazard. Just FYI, that itself is a hazard.
Yep.
FIA, it literally is like my मेरी बैट मेरा rule.
Yeah, man, it has been such a shit show. That I'm telling you, dude. There should, when it comes to safety, when it comes to these rules, that you can't be like, oh, in this condition this should be done, in this condition this should be done. No. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like Jules Bianchi's father posted a picture on Instagram, and I can't believe, like, they all knew each other. Like Pierre Gasly, if you saw his post-race interview,
Yeah, Pierre
can
Gasly, everyone they always do that na on Jules's death anniversary. I
yeah, they
remember
do.
that on Jules and the other guy.
Anton Hubert.
Hubert. Yes, they always have the like proper vigil and everything on their death anniversary in the on the track. They always do that.
Yeah, I
So
know. Dude, I heard his interview and I got emotional. I was like, I can't even imagine what must be going through his mind. Like, it's not like he did not know Jules. It's not like he was just a person who met a fate, like who had an accident. Like they knew each other. He's literally Jules's godson's best friend. Like Pierre and Charles are such good friends. Like they obviously had a relationship, and to find himself in similar circumstances, and I'm pretty sure the first thing that went through Gasly's mind would have been Jules. And I totally understand his anger. And when I first saw that on board, I was like, no way in hell that just happened. Like, there should not be a tractor on the fucking road, man. And it is the visibility is so shit. Like, you can't see anything.
it
My
was
God.
straight up pathetic.
And
So
I mean, can you imagine, Shakuni, like Pierre Gasly has gone in the pits. Okay, he's gone in the pits, he's come out. It's not even like he is right behind another car that is throwing spray on his visor and everything. Like, it is just that bad of visibility, just. It is just that bad.
and in that he also has to then handle a fucking tractor on the.
Fucking tractor on the fucking road. Ugh. Yeah, so FIA, sort your shit out, man. What the fuck are you doing? I can't even like after I saw that on board, I was like, I don't want this race to happen. Like, it's sad. This is going to be Vettel's last Japanese GP and this and that and whatever. I was like, no. If the FIA cannot manage this, please do not race at any track that there is like heavy rain or anything. Just don't race. I don't want you to race. Like, I don't want to read about anything happening to any other driver because of the FIA's incompetence. Like, I can't. It's so bizarre. It's so scary. It's so stupid, and
And
it was totally unnecessary.
so they are not realizing it also. They are just like, no, it's not our fault. And I'm like,
Yeah, and like, okay, Pierre accepted that he went over the speed limit. Okay, cool. You gave him a penalty, you added penalty points. Okay, cool. Who is investigating the race directors?
exactly. I
See,
see
the
it.
recovery vehicle cannot enter the track unless and until they've spoken to the race control and they have received permission. So it's either that the race control allowed the recovery vehicle to go, or the recovery vehicle went on the track without race control knowing about it. Whatever it is problematic.
Both the things are wrong.
Yes, both those things are very, very, very problematic. You can't have a recovery vehicle just doing whatever the fuck it wants to do, and you can't have race direction saying that it is okay for you to go on the track when there are still Formula One cars going at whatever speed that they go on the track. Like, you can't have that.
Even Vettel and everyone came out and spoke against it. If all the drivers are speaking against it, then I don't think it is Gasly who is at fault, FIA.
Alex Albon said in an interview that this has been brought up in driver debrief. Like Vettel brought it up. and like everybody knows about it, and still an incident like this is happening. Like this is literally discussed in driver briefing.
Well, then this comes to show that the how much the FIA cares about the drivers. I mean,
Yeah.
just imagine if Gasly was wearing a jewelry. Can you imagine the impact on the
Can you imagine? That would have been the death of him.
exactly not the fucking tractor on the track? No, no, no.
I think Pierre Gasly should just come out now and say, I do believe that he wears a cross, and he should just come out and say, I would have felt much safer in that car if I just had my cross on me. Like if he was not wearing, which I'm assuming he's not wearing because of this whole jewelry thing, but like you should just come out and say that. Like I can't. Like, if you have this much incompetence around you, of course a religious person would like to have their God with them because the FIA isn't. What are they doing? How is it? How is it, Shakuni, dude? I'm telling you, I did not see a single tweet on Twitter that said
FIA
that it was not the FIA's fault. Nobody said that, oh, this is the reason why what happened or what happened with the recovery vehicle was right. Every single person who tweeted about this said that what happened is unacceptable, it is very unsafe, it should not have happened. How is it that every single person who watches Formula 1 knows that that was wrong, that the recovery vehicle should not have been there, except for the fucking people who are in charge of conducting the fucking race?
well, that's the whole point.
How?
See, that's the whole point. What you are not understanding right now is FIA is the best. All hail FIA. And a driver who was in an accident, who probably has concussion, he was able to come up with a better strategy on how to deploy the tractor on the track. Carlos Sainz, right after the accident, he came out and I think Crofty or someone was interviewing him, and he said the strategy that he provided was much better than what was deployed on the track.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have very competent people in FI. All hail FI. They don't
Man.
red
And
flag,
okay,
they don't
I
yellow flag.
and now I have to talk about this. Okay, the F1 commentary, the Sky commentary. Oh my God. Like, dude, they were on some really good weed. I have to tell you. I have to tell you. There are literally, at one point, they were talking about language barriers that may have prevented the marshals to not understand what the race control actually wanted them to do. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
No, no. So that is called we will do damage control, but by our people. So have you heard of a very beautiful gentleman called Arnab Goswami?
Yeah.
That
So,
is exactly what was happening.
dude,
Do you?
for the first 30 minutes, okay? For the first 30 minutes, nobody's talking about it, okay? Ted Kravitz, huge fan, by the way. Ted Kravitz, you have my respect. He starts talking about it. Crofty changes the topic every single time. It's only after it goes viral on Twitter, I think they talk about it because they are like, we have to talk about it because everybody knows F1. People have F1 TV subscriptions and they can record. They can record that shit and post it on Twitter. Like you can't hide, can't hide these things.
That's what you're not understanding. Crofty understands salary किधर से आ रहा है.
Yeah.
So he can't talk about it until it's a big fucking problem.
Ugh.
If he does,
Dude, they said the language barrier could have been a problem. They said that there should be better lighting on the recovery vehicle so that it's visible to the driver. I'm like, how about you not have the fucking vehicle on the track, on the goddamn track? Like it literally takes them 2 minutes to reach the fucking pit lane, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like
you know,
there is a very simple solution to this entire problem. Just don't have the recovery vehicle when the cars are on the track.
I don't know who said this, but someone said that the recovery vehicle was quick as to like if so this was not the case where the driver was stuck or something like that. But if it would
Hmm.
have been the case, then the recovery vehicle, the quickness of the recovery vehicle is commendable. Now my point is, do you remember the very crazy as fuck incident of Romain Grosjean?
Yeah.
My dude was on fire
Yeah.
and he was out of the car, a burning car.
Yeah.
in what, matter of seconds?
Matter of seconds. Yeah.
So, if that is possible from a burning car, don't they think that on a normal, like just a normal crash where the driver is already out of the car, he's walking on this way. Both the drivers were out, Alban and Sainz. Both were out and walking very swiftly. So it was
Yeah.
not a point where they are hurt or something like that, or the car was on the track. No, it was very easily maneuverable. Now, in a case like this, why do you need quick action?
I have no clue. I have no clue.
And the
I saw this tweet, okay? I will tell you. 1994 Suzuka, Martin Brundle aquaplanes at Dunlop, hitting a marshal and breaking his leg. 98 in Hockenheim, he says that one day someone is going to go under that tractor. If one can get there, anyone can get there. 2003 Interlagos, marshals are forced to run and jump for cover as aquaplaning cars fly towards them repeatedly. 2007 Nürburgring, Luisi hits a recovery tractor only at a closing speed of about 3 mph, but zero damage done. But he hits the recovery tractor. 2014, of course, Jules Bianchi, Aquaplanes, hits the recovery tractor at speed, ultimately resulting in his death. 2020, Istanbul Park, Q2 started with a tractor on the circuit for literally no reason, and now we have Suzuka. Like, there are so many examples. It's not like it's happening for the first time that the FIA did not know how to take care of it. Like, how is it like 8 years later we are still making the same mistakes? Like, 8 years ago it cost a young up and coming F1 driver his life.
So, do you not remember who was blamed for the Bianchi incident?
I know he was blamed that he was going too fast.
Yeah. Do you not see a pattern here?
I know, and like I also remember that the findings of the report also said that the halo could not have saved Jules's life. And I'm like, if the halo also, if you say in your reports that the halo could not have saved his life, why is why are you letting this thing repeat? Like, after Jules Bianchi, there are at least two incidents we know of where a recovery vehicle was on the track when it should not have been. One happened today, and then the Turkey example, 2020.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what I see? 2014, when it happened, Sir Charlie, after that, has not let that happen until Masi took over. And he has not learned. He does not understand the importance of it, and neither do these new race directors. Like, can somebody just teach them? Like, race direction 101, like an introductory course. Like, I think they need that. I think that is really, really, really needed, because this can't happen, dude. Like, we live in a world of climate change. This rain at any time is going to happen more often now. This climate change is real, guys. It is going to happen. He can't this is why is this becoming fear factor or whatever? Like, this is becoming like an adventure sport now,
It is called the adventure sport. No, the drivers are put
called the
literally.
pinnacle of motorsport. What bullshit, dude. Don't even have anything to
But
try the track.
do you remember how many times the drivers have complained that it feels like we are putting our lives on the on the line every time we get on the track? So many times the drivers have come out and said this.
Yeah,
But
even this year, like this year, Miami.
yeah, oh, the
Like, my God, but obviously underwear and jewelry are more important. So I don't even know, like, if Gasly was wearing the proper underwear, he could have gone under that tractor and come out on the other side
he
with
would have been.
nothing, with nothing. If only he had the right underwear. But like, thank God it did not come to that. My God, FIA, sort your shit out, man. I think the F1 should just take a break for next year. Like, let us educate our race directors. Fucking, if you pick three random people from the stands, I know I used to say this about Ferrari strategy, but like, now just pick random people from the track and make them race directors. They'll still give better decisions.
Or even marshals. That would also solve a bit of the problem.
Yeah, have Marshall. Like, there are. Can we just have Sebastian Vettel come back? Like, Sebastian Vettel does not even have to be on the track. Like, just set up a Zoom call with him while the race is going on. Like,
Vettel
just
and,
do that.
Vettel and Ricardo, both of them were screaming on the on the radio.
Yeah. Like, dude, Norris, I don't know if you saw Norris's onboard. He was weaving on the track. And he literally passes the tractor like that because he's not seen the tractor. Christian Horner,
One new
a man, a
track.
man we don't like, said that Checo was the one who told them that there is a fucking tractor on the track. Red Bull did not know. Teams did not know there was a tractor on the track and could not communicate it to their drivers. What in the actual fuck is happening?
And I remember the Gasly on board. He was said that Gasly it is red flag,
Yeah.
and the tractor incident happened just a second before he was informed that it is red flag.
Yeah, but I saw the onboard, like the lights are flashing red. But I don't know if under the visor how the color looks, and like the visibility was anyway so poor. So okay, I will give FIA the benefit of the doubt and say that Gasly was to blame a little bit, whatever. But if you ask me, majority of the blame is still with the FIA and the way that this entire thing was handled. Even about that Marshall's thing, although they'll also say that the Marshall did not need to go on the track until the cars had returned to the pit lane or whatever the fuck. But like, you have the fucking recovery vehicle there, so what? Like, I don't know what is happening. Like, there's literally, you can't see shit because the visibility is so bad. And then of course, like, I don't have F1 TV, so I am just finding everything on Twitter. And like, the quality is not the best. So I don't know because it's all onboard cameras and it's all like water on the lens and everything. I don't, my brain can't process this.
No one can process this. It was. I'm genuinely scared. Like so, when in the initial beginning, when Gasly started screaming, I did not even realize what he was saying. Then when like you shared the tweet or something, and
Yeah.
that's when I said, oh my God.
This is what has happened. Yeah. Yeah. They did not, dude, I'm telling you, they did not even show the onboard. I'm telling you, they did not talk about it for 30 minutes. At least 30 minutes after the cars came into the pit lane, I think they had to start talking about it because the onboard and the radio, I think it became public information on Twitter, and I think the F1 live timing might have played it or whatever, or maybe the F1 international coverage or any other channel, dude. It's just like, I don't know, but like, my point is that they tried to avoid it, and such bullshit thing, lighting the recovery vehicle with like flares or whatever, reflective lighting, this that, nothing is going to work. You don't need to have, it's either F1 cars on track or it's recovery vehicles on track. Both cannot happen simultaneously. It is as simple as that. I don't care about the conditions. You never know, like, people can lose control of their car even in dry conditions. Like, I don't know why. Okay, we are talking about this so much because it was wet, it was obviously more dangerous, but I will still stand and die on this hill. It should not even have happened in Monza also. I know it was wet conditions and this and that and whatever, like, people will give me, more experienced people would give me hundreds of reasons. But as somebody who's worked in manufacturing and at least has been taught to think of safety always first, I will still say this and die on this hill. No recovery vehicle on the track if there are Formula One cars going around it. I don't care what the conditions are. That should be an immediate red flag, and that's it. If there is no runoff area, if there is no gravel, if the recovery vehicle is too close to the track, if it is right next to the track, then no questions asked. Red flag the race. Let everybody come in. Then the recovery vehicle goes and retrieves whatever car has crashed. As simple as that. Very simple. Keep it simple, crisp. I will tell you why these things happen. When you do that, this will be done if this condition is satisfied, or this condition, or under this condition. This is the reason. When you add this fucking, oh, but here we can do this, here we can do that. No, you literally have monkeys who do not understand what
Yeah.
is to be done in what situation. Either train your fucking racing directors, and if you can't do that, or until and unless they reach a certain competency level that they can make these decisions quickly, just keep it very simple. Just keep it very, very simple. And I will ask this question one more time. I asked this on the last episode and I will ask this again. Where is that fucking virtual race control room, dude? Like, let that AI fucking make decisions. That AI would tell you that it's supposed to be a red flag and the recovery vehicle cannot go until the cars are clear from the track.
I think half the things they say that they have is just to calm the people around. It's like we have this technology, but where, when, how, who uses it, no one knows.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we've talked about this enough. And for the first time, and I'm pretty sure not the last time, fuck you, FIA. Get your shit together. Like fuck you. Like literally, I don't think I've ever said that to them, but fuck you for what you did today. And this is one of the many things you did today. But literally, for this one and only thing, fuck you. Anyways,
You said this
um,
multiple times. Like this is not the first time you said this.
yeah, I don't think this is the first time it's going to happen. Okay, then I think everybody came back, and then we did not know anything, and the medical car was going around, very cute, very cute. Then the FIA is like, okay, drivers, get ready, we are going to go out, and then everybody gets into the car, and they're like, oops,
Sorry, 10 minutes.
sorry, changed our mind. I don't know what happened there. I think it was like the rain is going to get worse or this or that.
Because I think of Max. He was just sitting in the car looking around. I was like, why?
Yeah,
Why?
I was like, what are you doing? Let these poor chaps rest. No, why? What is this? What is the point? Like, I think what I think is that they wanted to do a practice run. They're like, if we tell them that in 10 minutes we have to go racing, will they get ready?
They get everything ready in 10 minutes.
Yes, I think this was a practice run. I think that's what it was. So, I mean, I don't know why we needed a practice run, but okay, I guess. But okay, another hour passes and Twitter is going crazy and I am having a lot of fun. But I also, when they announced that the race was going to resume, I was so uncomfortable. Like I was getting so anxious as if I was going to be in the car. Like I was so nervous for these
Everyone,
fucking
uh,
18 drivers who were going to go out. I was so nervous.
no, but even the commentators were saying that are they sure they want to start the race right now? I mean, with the whole how much it's pouring, how much this and that, and I was like, if they are saying it,
But bro, I will tell you one thing. With the exception of Ted Kravitz, I would say everybody else, I don't know what they were saying because they were also talking about the partial point and this and that, and we'll get to that. Man, what a mind fuck. But like, yeah, the restart, I by the second hour, when it was coming to an end, I was like, I don't want this race to happen. It looks too dangerous, and there is just no point of like just uh doing this thing of, no, we want to have this race or whatever. Like, just find a way to refund the fans who have come to watch the race. But like, just I was like, just do something, but don't start the race. But the race started, and it was it was not as bad. I think they did a good job of doing extra 2 laps behind the safety car, and I think the race started after that. And what a race, dude! Like, I will tell you this. I was pretty sad that you'll not get the full race. Like, there were like 40-45 minutes left when the race started, I think. And I I have to say this. I have been telling everybody that it's going to be an amazing race in Japan and Suzuka would be awesome because it's supposed to be wet, this, that, blah, blah, blah. You all said Suzuka is better when it's dry. No. Sorry. If we ignore all the fuck up of before and we just look at those 45 minutes of pure racing that we got, I think it was mwah, chumma. Like, it was so good. So many good battles. We got a Fernando Alonso Vettel battle. We got a Esteban Ocon Lewis Hamilton battle. We had Sergio Perez chasing Charles battle. We had some crazy Kevin Magnussen moves, which the race direction did not show us. We had George Russell trying to make up positions. Like there was so much going on in the race, and it went on for a good 45 minutes, like for the entire time. Like there were times when in the Lewis and Ocon battle where I was like, oh, he got him, he got him, he got him. I was on the edge of my seat because I was fucking scared that if they crash, like it's going to be very severe. But I think very good racing action, dude. Very good racing action. Like I was happy. I was very happy with, and I was also sad that the race was only 45 minutes, but I was very happy with whenever it is that they decided to go, and I think the conditions were not that bad. And kudos to Aston Martin for a good strategy for Vettel.
Yeah, yeah.
P6 for Vettel, his last Suzuka race. Oh my god, I'm so emotional. But he got driver of the day. I'm so happy.
The driver of the day, so he deserved because he spun and he was in the last position and then he still got
Yeah,
P6.
that strategy that they executed was fucking amazing. They pitted him after I think when the safety car went in, they pitted him. Him
Yeah.
and Latifi.
The first,
Also, speaking of Latifi, congratulations. He's not the only driver to not have scored points this year. He gets 2 points.
yeah,
Good job, Latifi.
he
Three
drove.
points to Hufflepuff.
He drove really good today. I was
Yeah, he
impressed.
did. He did. He did. He did.
Props.
Like we do make a lot of fun of Latifi, but I think today he drove really well, and thank God for that, because like
Oh,
if he had done Latifi things, like I don't even want to imagine what could have happened. Like just thank God.
but yeah, props to him, man. Really, really
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
It was amazing to see him, right?
yeah. We could not see a lot of the Vettel Alonso battle because, of course, it was more about Lewis and Ocon, and then Charles and Perez towards the end.
But I think Vettel and Alonso battle was more kind of like how it was for this Ocon and Hamilton battle. Like,
Yeah, I think in terms of overtakes, only K-Mag and Russell were able to make some decent ones. I think most of the people were, and obviously Alonso, after he got on his second set of enters, I think Alonso made some good moves, which we of course did not see again. But yeah, I think apparently Vettel and Alonso raced till the line or something.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we did not see that. I saw that on Twitter, like somebody from who was actually in Suzuka, they posted they posted the they recorded a video and they posted it, so I saw that. So that was crazy. And now we get to the what happened after the race.
Oh yeah, the fastest penalty in the history of Formula One.
In the history of Formula One, shit.
Do you
Okay.
know was the lap before? I mean, the race before the penalty was given, or it's like,
Also, but like, okay, I don't know if you saw the last tweet that I sent you. Apparently, Max Verstappen crossed the start finish line with 4 seconds left to go. So apparently, the checkered flag was out one lap before, because should have been another lap. So like, it's always like when the clock reaches zero, whichever lap is the race leader at, plus one more lap. That is that is how the race is supposed to end. So if Max Verstappen crossed the line with 4 seconds still on the clock, there should have been one extra lap of racing. I'm just saying.
but again,
I don't know like what they are trying to do, and it's like I'm like, buddy, everybody is going to see. Like people have access to F1 TV. You don't know, they can have like multiple views and everything, and which is exactly what I sent you. There is like the international feed that is going on, and then in a separate window it shows where Max Verstappen is at that time. and you'll see clearly that there were still 3-4 seconds left on the clock when he crossed the start finish line, which is just absolutely crazy. And I want to ask the commentators, how is it that you not know what point system is going to get used? How is it that you not know what the which lap is going to be the final lap of the race? How is it that they don't know? It's not like they've just picked up random people from the audience to do a commentary mock session or something like that, right? These are like people who've been in the sport for like literally ages.
And driven the cars as well.
Yeah, some of them have also driven cars, and I'm like, how do you not know? How do you not know that the partial point system? Because for 2 hours, 2.5 hours until the race started, all we heard about was the race distance. It depends on the number of laps you do, and this is the point. If this is the percentage of race distance done, this, that, blah blah blah. You go on and on and on about that. They do not announce that Max Verstappen won the championship. And it was like, Max was like, hello, can you confirm? Am I the champion or not? Can you please confirm? Like, can I, like, let me know how much I should celebrate? Should I just celebrate it as a race victory, or should I celebrate it as my second championship win? Like, what are you doing? What is happening?
Well, so, but to be very honest, no one understood what happened, how he became the champion.
Yeah, so that partial point system was introduced in case that there are certain number of laps that have happened, and then the race has been suspended for whatever reason. It has been suspended, and if after that suspension the race is not resumed, then depending on whatever race distance has been done until the suspension, based on that they will give the points. Here, because the race was resumed and there was a checkered flag, that's why they would give full points, which does not make sense. Like, as a rule, it does not make sense, because if there was 5 minutes left on the clock and had they started racing at 5 minutes, we would have had a 5 minute sprint, and
That would
that
have,
would have, and everybody would have gotten full points because that's what the rule says. But the rule right now says that if the race was suspended and in that 3 hour window after that suspension we do get to racing and there is a checkered flag, you get full points. There is no talk about a time range there, that this is the minimum time you should have done. There is only one thing. There's like minimum 2 laps should happen that are not behind the safety car. That's it. So
the clarity that F1 provides.
yeah, and it's like it's really really sad because I read that there were like every single broadcaster was confused about what point system would actually be used, because during the race they are also like everybody commentating is also looking at how many laps have been completed, or what is the 25% mark, what is the 50% mark, what is the 75% mark, which is how the points have been divided. So 25 to 50%, then 50 to 75%, and then 75 plus. 75 plus is when you get full points. So even
Okay.
when the race was starting, I was like, okay, it depends, because the commentators were saying that. I was like, okay, so then it depends on how many points. So it depends on how much race distance is getting covered, and then we'll get to know how many points will actually be awarded. And then it's like, oops, sorry, full points. And then
Max,
the
you
fastest penalty in the history of this season, and boom, you have a champion. I can't believe that Max Verstappen's controversial F1 championship had a much better announcement than his hard earned win. Like, I mean, Max Verstappen has been like on point. Like, he's
this
not had a bad day since Australia.
this
Like,
season
he,
He completely deserves even today's win. Everything he deserves it.
Yeah, he deserved this win. Like, dude, there was a point of time in the race when he was at 144 and everybody else their lap times at 146, 147, 148. Like, he was legit 2 to 3 seconds faster than the entire grid. Like, towards the end, he could have actually gone, like, he had a 23, 24 second lead. He could have actually gotten a free pit stop and actually attempted to get the fastest lap point. He could have without losing his track position.
Someone said that. No, I think I don't remember who, but
He
someone in the
also, I think he also asked on the radio that if he'll be pitting for new set of tires to go for the fastest lap. They could have gone for it, but like I understand from Red Bull's point of view that it was not worth the gamble. If not here, he would have won it in the US. It's not as close like last year's championship, right? It was pretty much, it was more a question of which track he's going to win the championship on, more rather than who was going to win the championship. Everybody knew it was Max. It was more about how many races to go he's going to win the championship.
but
So
this year the full props to Max.
full props to Max. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, like I think the announcement and the just the commentary, like he deserved to have a commentary as amazing as he got last year, no matter what the circumstances of those comment comments were. But like he deserve, like, like it's a big deal, his second championship. And after everything that happened last year, I think he deserved that thing where Crofty says Max Verstappen is a two-time world champion. Like he said for Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton, like so many times he said that. That should that should have been Max's moment. And Crofty is like, well, we did not know what points would be used, so I guess now Max Verstappen is the world champion. What? What are you doing? Like I'm feeling bad for Max because this year he absolutely deserves to win the championship, dude. That car and Max Verstappen in that car, like I mean, Sergio Perez also has that car, but he's nowhere as good as Max, clearly. So
Yeah, that happened again.
that happened again.
Poor Max, man.
But yeah, okay. Now let's come to the penalty. Charles Leclerc penalty.
I am having second-hand embarrassment for Charles. I don't know why.
So, I mean, see, I will tell you this that it's not like Ferrari lost the championship today. They
I know,
lost it way before.
I know that, but the reason why I'm having like the second-hand embarrassment kind of feeling is because he had a good race.
Yeah,
I mean, today he deserved that second spot. He was defending good.
he
Every
defended like a champion, dude. Like, given that he had zero grip in his tires, I think Charles drove phenomenal. It was a phenomenal drive from him.
after a race so beautiful,
Yeah.
like a penalty that takes the second position from you, it's sad. It is sad.
Yeah. So, okay, so the FIA decision. So, Maria Binotto actually said that he was very unhappy about the way the penalty was given. He said that um he said that he feels that Charles entered the chicane. He exited the chicane with the same advantage over Perez he entered with, but also annoyed at how long it took to rule on Perez last week, but instantly gave Leclerc a penalty. He suggested Ferrari would have managed the end of the race in Singapore differently if they knew the penalty Perez was being given at the time rather than hours afterwards, which I totally understand. And we've talked about it. Like, Maria Binotto is pissed, and understandably so. Now, the FIA decision is the determination takes into account the numerous driver briefings where the race directors advised that an advantage would be considered as having been gained if you go off track and return in the same position whilst defending. And the argument that people are making is gray area then becomes whether Leclerc was defending at the time because Perez was not attacking in that corner.
He
He
was
was
at that.
just No, he was close behind. He was close behind after the chicane. When they were coming around the final corner was when he was attacking him. Up and in that chicane, he was just very close to Charles. He wasn't attacking. They weren't like wheel to wheel or whatever. He was close, but he was not attacking. But Chris Medlin says, but you will always get gray areas like that if you can't argue like that. Rules can never be totally perfect to be fair. So,
To root
I mean,
never.
yeah, I mean, I'm not even surprised, dude. Like, Honda decides to put its sticker back on the engine unit. Red Bull wins the driver championship in, like, Max Verstappen wins the driver championship in Suzuka. Like, the FIA has done enough shit this year that you can't help but think of foul play. Like, you know that the first instinct is to go there. It always is. That is the problem.
Pure bullshit. I 1000% agree with Vinod. Man. Come on. The quickness of that penalty was so shocking.
Yeah, yeah. I think, and I mean, like, considering the fact that they were so much like, oh no, we need to talk to Perez last week itself, they were like, no, we need to hear from Perez, and then we'll give out the penalty, and then we'll give our decision, and this, that. And Perez did the same violation of the regulations 3 times. It's not like he did it only once, it was 3 times. And, I don't particularly think that Charles gained a significant advantage coming
I don't
into that
think
final chicane.
one more turn and he would have lost it.
Yeah, like if there was another lap, which should have been, maybe Charles would have lost it. But I don't think he gained an advantage. But it's not like I was not looking at the time tower at all because I was too fixed on both the cars and just wanting to see what was going to happen. So I did not see time wise if he gained a significant advantage or not. But like it just they wanted to finish the championship here. And considering the cost cap report is supposed to come out tomorrow, I don't know why this, because it looks like hasty. Like it looks like they are trying to wrap up this championship.
But I don't think they will take any action against this. What
No, but
was
like that makes me think that they might be planning something severe against Red Bull if they're like, okay, we'll please them like this, which I don't know why they need to. Like, Red Bull can't do their entire shit of, oh, we are going to walk away from the sport because Red Bull can decide to walk away. Andretti is waiting. They are literally waiting for a position to open on the track. Like, they're dying to have a team. So it's not like you don't have other people who can come and replace Red Bull. So I don't know if the Red Bull quintessential threat of leaving the sport with both their teams is going to work at all. And Red Bull has invested significantly in their infrastructure. What are they going to use it for? It's a car manufacturing thing, or like whatever their R&D or whatever it is that they've invested in. It's a racing infrastructure, right? So what are you going to do? Race in some other series. See if we give a fuck. I don't know, dude. I think the report is going to get delayed again. If not, I will react to it. If you're free, Shakuni, join.
and
We'll react to the report.
it's coming tomorrow, na?
Yeah, tomorrow. But for all intents and purposes, I think the key takeaways from today's race was FIA is stupid. Glad everybody's safe. Vettel P6 and driver of the day. That's it. That's all I care about. Oh, and Latifi points. I don't care about that, but
But no, I do. Come on, he was great.
I don't care about that, but I'm happy for him. Like, literally don't care about Latifi.
I mean, I also don't care, but like you have to, you know,
No, full props to him. He drove phenomenal and he scored points, which is good. Like, I mean, can you imagine? Like, this is his last season in F1. And if he finished as the driver, this is the only driver to not have scored points. That would have been like really sad. So I'm happy that he got the points.
2 points.
2 points. Yeah. P9. That's good. Okay. Let's get to a championship that is a little more interesting. Let's do predictions because Honey Badger killed it this weekend. We'll start with Kramer. Kramer said Max. Oh my god, let me open my Excel first. Yeah. Okay, so Kramer said Max, Charles, Sainz, fastest lap to Max. Only one Alpine among points. Bottas finish above Zoe and K-Mag above Mick. So Kramer gets 4 points. Okay,
Mm.
you said Lewis, Russell, Charles, fastest lap to Russell, Perez out of top five, Danny Rick out of points, and Vettel in points. So you also get 4 points,
Yeah.
right? Because you got Charles correct. Honey Badger killed it. Max, Perez, Charles for the podium. He said fastest lap to Max, which is the only thing that did not happen. Then he said at least one Aston Martin into Q2 in qualifying. Seb made it. Both Alpines in top 10 in the race, which also happened, and Lewis above Russell in the race. That also happened. So he gets 9 points.
Yeah.
I predicted Lewis, Charles, Max, fastest lap to Sainz, at least one Alpine top 8 in qualifying, at least two DNFs, and Zoe in Q2. So I get 3 points. And me and Honey Badger are tied in first place right now with 51 points.
What?
The Ferrari comeback that we did not get in the actual championship. Our Ferrari boy has made a comeback in the prediction league from 42 to 51, dude. Crazy. Crazy. This is the highest points anybody has scored in a particular prediction weekend. Before this, it was 7. Kramer got 7 in Canada.
Hmm. Where I did not predict only.
Yeah, you did not. Yeah, but yeah, that's it. I can't talk about this race anymore. I'm so mentally exhausted from 3 hours of Twitter racing and oh, what will happen that my head is spinning now. I think I'm just gonna go and sleep for some time.
Nice. Go sleep, sleep.
Yeah, so that's it for this episode. US is too far away, and we are not doing US. It's Diwali for us, it's our Christmas, so we don't give a fuck. No USGP podcast. I don't think I can do it. So we
Yeah, I
will
think I
we
have.
will see everybody for Mexico. Mexico. Mexico at the end of October. So
Hmm. Yes. Bye.
thank you. Thank you everybody for listening to this episode. Thanks Shakuni for joining. Um If you like the episode, please like, share, subscribe to our podcast, share it with your friends. If you have any feedback for us, or if you want us to cover anything, or if you want to be part of the podcast, write to us at overthecurve@gmail.com. You can also reach out to us on our Instagram at Over the Curve Podcast or on our Twitter at Over the Curve Pod. Until Mexico, yay!
Bye.
Bye. Bye. I hope they let Perez now win in Mexico. That's the last thing I want to say. Okay. Bye.